government's idea is to distribute 15,000, provide 15,000 drones to self-help groups, and for this an outlay of 1,261 crores. This scheme is 100% funded by the central government for a period between 2024-25 and 25-26. 2 years, this scheme will reach all the women in the rural areas so that they're trained in technologically handling this drone. Sir, concern has been expressed about inflation and inflation management. Quite a few members, Rajiv Shuklaji, Ashok Mittalji, Derek O'Brien, all raised the issue. Sir, average inflation during 2014-15 up to 2023-24 has only been around 5.5%. Now, since 2014, the retail inflation breached the number and reached the highest point of 7.79 in April 2022. I concede that. But by contrast, of course, because that is important to remind ourselves that between 2004 and 14, the average inflation was 8.1%. So I just want this number to be in the back of our minds. And in between 2009 to 14, 2009 to 2014, the average inflation was 10.4%, double-digit inflation. So I just want that to be highlighted. We have taken quite a few steps to make sure that I know the Consumer Affairs Minister, the Food Minister, Piyush Goyal, the Leader of the House, has been on and off releasing pulses, on and off releasing onions from the godown, from the buffer stock. Procurement and distribution of tomatoes and onions are happening as and when there is a need. Imposition of stock limits have been on pulses and wheat. Our trade policy also sees changes so that our buffer is kept safely for ourselves. And import restrictions and quotas have been introduced on specific commodities. More than that, sir, you would recall that the Honorable Prime Minister, before Raksha Bandhan, had brought down the price of cylinders by 200 rupees. And this impacted 9.8 crore Ujjwala beneficiaries, and who now get 300 rupees subsidy, and the cylinder costs 603 rupees only for them. And similarly, it has been mentioned by several people, the PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana provides 81.35 crore beneficiaries for the next 5 years food grains for free. Contrast this with those states which, when we reduced the duty on petrol and diesel, did not reduce, and some of those states were lost by those ruling dispensation because it kept the price very high. And I would just recall that Punjab, Rajasthan were all such states who refused to budge. On the contrary, Punjab even raised the price. So, Himachal also. So, these are states which are going against the well-being of the poor, but question us, saying, oh, you're not taking care of the poor. Why wouldn't you want to reduce the price? We have done it 3 times, and now it's come down to 603 per cylinder, sir. That's right. Sir, and that is why people rejected them. Petrol and diesel being the highest price, sir, you come from Rajasthan, and in that state, the price has remained very high. Inflation as a result has been high. No wonder the people have rejected them. So there were concerns expressed about savings in the economy. Quite a few members had spoken about it. Household savings are also going towards asset creation. I want to bring that dimension in because it's important for us to recognize that when households do have some money in their hand, they also want to invest in assets such as having a own house. Then households added net financial assets of 22.8 lakh crore in the year 21, financial year 2021. Nearly 17.0 lakh crores in 22 and 13.8 lakh crores in 23. This can't, of course, be seen in isolation. This is an incremental purchase of an asset for themselves. They're making smarter choices, not just putting it in post office accounts. People are also now investing in the retail market. Retail market consists of small investors who are coming for small shares, and they're doing it on their own, not going through mutual funds. Overall household savings, sir, which includes financial and physical savings, grew at 9.2% CAGR between 13-14 and 21-22. That is 8 years. It's grown in that kind of a number. The nominal GDP has grown at CAGR 9.65 during the same period. Hence, the household savings has remained constant. It has not come down. But the fact that it is going also to through the stock markets, net unique account, demat account opened are also reaching record numbers. I just want to highlight that the asset under management of the Indian mutual fund industries, for those who are going through the mutual fund, has grown 5 times in 10 years from 8.34 lakh crores in October 2013 to 46.71 lakh crores in October 2023. Total demat accounts in India, have crossed 13 crores, the highest ever touched in India. It has increased by almost 6 times since 2014, when it was only 2.18 crores. It has tripled since the onset of COVID-19, which is a remarkable point to be observed. So there was also a lot of concern about US dollar strengthening against the Indian rupee. I just want to highlight the recent article which has come out, sir. The clearest sign that things are going well, a stable currency, was the title of that article. And it quotes, "Rupee has lost less than 1% of its value against the US dollar this year." And this is an article which was published in Wall Street Journal, a leading US newspaper, on 28th November. It's not something which is old, 28th November. The title of that article was interesting. It said, "Virtually everything has gone right for India." And in that it says, "Rupee has lost," and I quote, "Rupee has lost less than 1% of its value against the US dollar this year, compared with the decline of more than 3% for the Chinese yuan, a roughly 9% fall in the South African rand, and an 11% slide in the Japanese yen. Indian economy is benefiting from reforms put in place by the government of Prime Minister Modi," unquote. This is Wall Street Journal telling about the Indian rupee versus the US dollar. And I'd like to recall that several months ago, I spoke about the Indian rupee standing up to the dollar and the dollar's value going up, but the rupee not losing value. There was complete mockery at me, saying, "Oh, how can this be? That goes up and you don't come down." Please do read. Then you'll know why the Indian rupee stands stable against an ever-increasing dollar. And that cannot happen unless the Indian economy and its fundamentals are strong. It's not a fiction. It's not a fiction of my imagination. Sir, I will come up to something more on which John Britta's honourable member would have more interest about Kerala. I'll come to that. So reserve some energy for that. So the next question was about, and this is Dr. Shantanu Sen. I'm not sure he's here, but, oh, he's here, sorry. About why central government sends teams to inquire. Why wouldn't we release the funds in time? And also thought that we were against the poor by not releasing the funds. I just want to put some facts on record, sir. A central team was sent for an inquiry on January 22nd, 2019 to 2019, January 24th, 3-4 days. They visited about 6 gram panchayats. I'm just giving you this as one of the examples. This team visited 6 gram panchayats in 4 blocks in Purva Bardhaman and 7 gram panchayats in 3 blocks of Hooghly district, and a total recovery of 484.27 lakh was reported. 484.27 lakh was reported. Now, the state government after that sends a action taken report because that was sought from the state. And the action taken report says that the state government had deposited the recoverable amount from the state treasury. However, recovery has not been made in toto from each and every defaulter, which is not acceptable. It's a double whammy if you ask me. Money has gone away from the treasury, God knows to where. And when that is questioned even by the CAG or by the inquiry teams, quickly that money is made good by putting it from the treasury into the account where it has to go. You're using the taxpayers' money to make good a leakage which has happened, and when the leakage is spotted, that money is not getting recovered. That money is being made good by another set of public taxpayers' money. How good is this? Who's taking away the poor people's money? And when this is questioned, we are accused of not helping the poor. Sir, the action taken further says, the action taken such as FIR, disciplinary action against officials, dismissals, etc., are against very low-ranking panchayat level officers, and no case against the district level or senior officers has been made. Then, the other kind of thing which got noticed was existing work is getting shown as work done under Manrega. That work is already done and it is there. You're re-putting it under the Manrega account. Is it wrong to highlight it? This was double accounting. So, when you question us, saying you have not released money, you are sending teams. The teams are finding all this out. So, existing work gets fraudulently shown as work done under Manrega, and you also, even worse, sir, a state which had a long tenure of communists and who question everything done here should be questioning some things which is happening in Bengal. Private tea estate gets road done under Manrega, sir. Private property gets work done under Manrega. Communists couldn't even raise it. And when we raise it, hooray, how can you use Manrega money for doing a private laying of the road in a tea estate which is owned by a large tea estate owner? People talk to us about you only benefit 1 or 2 big companies. What's this, sir? What is this, sir? So, I want very clearly correction to be done in favor of the poor. Correction to be done in the name of using public money responsibly. And that is where we've been asking questions. And that is where answers which come don't give you complete answer. So I'm sorry, the teams have come. 19 is when they went. 5 years are going to get over. Now you keep asking us without correcting course. Is it wrong, sir, in this house to raise questions about public money? It's our business, all our business, to make sure the money goes to the right people, and that is why Honorable Prime Minister says adopt technology, use DBT, put it into the account of the common man. Doing that in the first few years, DBT gave us 2 lakh crore advantage in that pilferage was stopped. Adopt such methods rather than continuously pointing to us saying, no, you're not giving money. That is going there in Bengal. They go to the street to say Modi is not giving money for the poor. Who's not giving money for the poor? Leaked money is getting filled by taxpayers' money. Is that serving the poor? Sir. Sir, again, Professor Ram Gopal Yadav. Sir, Professor Ram Gopal Yadav and also Ajit Kumar Bhuyan, independent from Assam, have all been talking about private final consumption expenditure in the GDP. I would like to say it stands at 58.5% in 22-23, the highest since 2006-2007. The gross fixed capital formation, the share of the gross fixed capital formation in GDP stood at 34% in 22-23, again highest since 2013-14. So per capita income was also a matter on which questions were raised. I just want to say in rupee terms, I'll also give in dollar terms, in rupee terms, per capita GDP at constant price was 78,348 Indian rupees in 2013-14. It has increased to 1,15,746 rupees in 2022-23. Substantial increase in per capita at constant price. If any member is interested in knowing about the US dollar rate, per capita income was 1,438 US dollars in 2013-14. It has increased to 2,389 US dollars in 2022-23. So it's a 5.8% increase. India's rank in the per capita income was 147 out of 189 countries in 2013-14, which has moved up to 141st rank. From 147, we've moved up to 141. Sir, it is something which, before I go to talking about Kerala, I just want to highlight the fact that particularly, and recently also we heard the Honorable Prime Minister saying, I'm not worried, I'm not going to be swayed by caste differences, backward, or religion, or any, but for me, there are only 4 such castes which I will serve now. And I've been serving them, I'll serve them further, and if I do that, across all castes, across all religion, people will get covered. So if you were to touch the poor and serve the poor, poor of all communities, poor of all castes, poor of all religions will get covered. So poor, the farmer, women, and the youth are the 4 which have been continuously under priority of this government. And this was also taken up from the point of view of aspirational districts. 112 aspirational districts. In other words, they were aspirational for us because they are actually districts, even in a developed state, they could be the pocket which is not so well developed. But instead of calling them backward, we call them aspirational. Such aspirational districts, sir, I just want to say, because quite a few members asked us, no, in the ground level it is not translating. Actually, all the schemes that you're announcing are not reaching the common people. I want to take this as an example to tell all the members here, sir, that of the 112 aspirational districts, 26 are spread across 4 states and account for 81 assembly seats in the recently held elections of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, and Telangana. 26 of the 112, in which complete focus of the government has been there to make sure that also come up to the level of the rest of the developed states. And I'm glad to say that this emphasis of the Honorable Prime Minister on the poor, on the women, on the farmers, and on the youth and supporting them to the last level. Now the aspirational districts have moved over to aspirational blocks. We are taking it further down to mention that saturation of all schemes will be taken up. Common people have recognized this. Women have recognized this. That's why they're enthusiastic about the drone, about the SHG groups getting help. So the enthusiasm is not just there, but it has translated into votes also. I want to just place it before the honorable members that the results show that over 2/3 of the seats in these 26 districts across 4 states, 2/3 in these 26 aspirational districts, which are spread across 4 states, have gone to the BJP. And this again is not just my analysis, my data, Election Commission's data, all of us base it on Election Commission's data, is Indian Express, sir, which is written in this piece, which says, oh yes, 100%, Manoj, come on. So, focus on women, focus on backwardness, focus on poor, focus on youth, focus on farmers. People understand this is a government and this is a leadership under Prime Minister Modi which delivers to the ground. And that is why they trust us. That's why they trust the PM. And that is the bharosa with which we are bringing in these kind of ground level difference in the quality of life. So the last, which I've been seeking your indulgence, is to say quite a few honorable members spoke about Kerala and Tamil Nadu, unfair treatment on account of perceived inequality and so on. I just want to highlight just 5 points. I won't go into details. The 5 points are, sir, we give so much but we don't get. Doesn't add up. States receive 100% of the state GST. States receive 100% of the state GST collected in that state. Nobody touches it. Approximately 50% of the IGST, which is collected for the transaction between states, is given. Approximately 50 goes to the states. And 41% of the central government share of the GST, CGST, is also devolved to the states based on Finance Commission's recommendations. So tax devolution, which is suggested by the Finance Commission, tells very clearly that 100% of what you collect in GST is with you, 50% of the IGST goes to you, 41% of the central GST also goes to the states. One. Second, industrialized states like Tamil Nadu have very many companies which are registered there, but which have pan-India operations, and they have concurrent tax payments. Example, sir. Tamil Nadu is one of the leading automobile manufacturing states. We all know that. Manufacturers make profit because these automobiles are sold across India. So you pay the tax, all of us pay the tax, and similarly, plantations from Kerala make profits selling their products to all over India. This explains why location of direct tax collection may not be fair and equitable, may not be on the fair and equitable, because the money comes from everywhere, but the tax is paid in the state in which they are registered. So if automobile companies are registered in Sri Perumbudur in Tamil Nadu and they pay their tax from there, it's not just that Tamil Nadu tax money is in it, all our tax money is in it. So when we say each state has, I've contributed this much, what have you given back? I want to say the tax is from all Indians, sir. Your company is registered there and you pay your tax. So let us think about it. Third, sir. Third, sir. Sir, there's a proverb in Tamil. I just half heard John Britta's. I'm tempted to say it, if you don't mind. தடுக்கல பாஞ்சா பாயில பாய்வேன். உனக்கு தமிழ் புரியும். தடுக்கல பாஞ்சா பாயில பாய்வேன். Meaning, I raise an issue and if you address that, I'll jump to the next. There's no end. I'm sitting in a tadukku, I raise issue about it, I answer that tadukku related issue, but no, now I've gone to pai, answer that. I mean, come on, tadukula panja, paila panjinde irukano. So sir, yeah, I'll still answer your cess and your surcharge. This is answered n number of times in this house, but n number of times it will always be raised. Like the other day, with your permission, I took a banter on Honorable Member Ami Yagnik, on the waiver written off. Permanent debate. It's been explained till the cows reach home, but we'll still explain it. I'm quite... No, don't worry. Write off and written off are grammatically different, that's all. So, that has been explained several times, sir, but I don't mind. With your permission, I'll do it any number of times. Sir, third.
Ma'am, I think men agree more than women agree amongst themselves. No, it's a reflection. Have you ever agreed with me?
Sir. So third is, sir, physical infrastructure such as roads, rails, ports, airports are built by the center. And expenditure on internal and external security is completely the center's. So, we have to make comparisons taking these points into consideration. The last 2 points, sir. I'm just giving this as an example. Tax devolution made to Kerala and tax devolution made to Tamil Nadu during the 14th, 13th, 14th and the 15th Finance Commission. Kerala, sir, when that is 32% devolution, 13th Finance Commission, had 33,368 crores. When I'm saying 13th Finance Commission, its period was 2010-11 to 14-15, in that duration. 33,368 crores. Then when the 14th Finance Commission submitted its report and its report's recommendation was accepted, just as soon as Prime Minister Modi took charge in 2014, and that 2014 report came into effect from 2015-16 to 2019-20. By that time, because the recommendation of the 14th Finance Commission was 42% will have to be devolved to the states, so the 32 became 42 in the tax devolution. 15th Finance Commission, it became 41 because of Jammu Kashmir becoming union territory. So 15th Finance Commission, it is 41%. And 15th Finance Commission term, which is running now 2021 to 25-26. So I'm reading the numbers for those 3 Finance Commission terms. 33,368 crore for the 5-year period, 80,188 crore for the 14th Finance Commission period, 1.11 lakh crore during the 15th Finance Commission. 33,368, 80,188, 1.11 lakh crore now in the current period. Tamil Nadu, sir, during the same time, 70,825 during the 13th Finance Commission's time, 1.29 lakh crore during the 14th Finance Commission, which ended in 2020, and during the 15th Finance Commission, 2.36 lakh crores. Just see the amount. And where are we being told money is not getting devolved? You are getting the money. Sir, then the last point, sir, the 5th one, the credibility of this government, sir, is to financially empower the states can also be engaged from the fact that an issue which was pending from 1996-97 till 2014-15 happened, nobody touched it. That was actually money belonging to the states. Nobody touched it. It was lying as a pending amount. Tax dues amounting to 81,645 was lying there. It was Prime Minister Modi who in 2015, talking to the earlier, this happened in 2021, talking to the ministry, to the officials, to me, all of us worked together with the states. There was some money which the states owned the center. This money was owned by the center to the states. 81,645 crores was then released, reconciled amounts adjusted. The net amount which went to the states was 43,168 after adjusting what they owe the center. So an issue pending from 1996-97 gets sorted out in 2021 in favor of the states because Prime Minister Modi was also a chief minister once, and he knows what the states undergo in terms of money if it doesn't get to reach them in time. That is why, since 2020, I am standing here as evidence myself to say at least 5 times I have asked the ministry to release fund in advance, so where they were supposed to get 1 installment, 2 installments have been paid in advance and not waiting for the due time, so that the states don't suffer. So a chief minister becoming a prime minister has actually kept in favor of all the states and has never discriminated against any one state. In fact, he repeatedly says, until and unless all states grow equally, India cannot grow. So somebody who believes in that is never going to discriminate against any state. So largely I've covered the issue, sir. I wouldn't go on to talking about internet connectivity and issues like that which many members raised, but I suppose the concerned ministers would also have their time to speak about it. Thank you very much for giving me time.
Honorable members, it is already 5:30 p.m. We have allocated 3 hours for a combined discussion on the bills mentioned at serial numbers 8A, 8B, and 2 hours for item 8C in the list of business. If you all agree, we may now take up special mentions instead of the bills. These bills will be taken up at a later date. Special mentions. Shri K.R.N. Rajesh Kumar, Shri Kamakhya Prasad Tasa,
थैंक यू सर, आपने बोलने का मौका दिया, मैं बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ सर। Sir, in the last landscape for tea gardens of Assam, Tripura, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, a unique challenges presents itself. Educated youths have with no land and no income. The problem is seen especially in Assam, Tripura, and West Bengal. Recognizing the potential of this demographic and understanding the need of the inclusive growth, special skill development schemes have to be designated to empower these individuals as a catalyze positive changes in their lives. Tea garden educated youths often faces limited opportunities due to the absence of tangible assets. To address this, skill development initiative must be strategically crafted to offer a diverse range of training programs, equipping them with practical skills that extend beyond traditional agricultural practices. These schemes must focus on the vocational trainings, entrepreneurship development, and technology adoption. Vocational training must be enabled to the youths to acquire skills in demands, opening avenues for gainful employment. Entrepreneurship development programs have to nurture their ability to create, manage small enterprises, fostering a spirit of self-reliance. Moreover, integrating technology into this initiative will ensure the youths as well versed in modern practices, enhancing their competitiveness in the contemporary job market. Digital literacy, e-commerce training, and exposure to emerging technologies will equip them to navigate the evolving economic landscapes by providing them with the tools and knowledge needed to thrive the diverse fields. These initiatives will give the way for brighter and more prosperous future for the unique demographic, fostering sustainable development in the tea garden communities. Sir, I urge the government through you to take necessary steps in the matter that larger public interest to provide skill development schemes to the educated and semi-educated youths of the concerned states. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद. श्री अलारम करीम.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My special mention is demanding to protect the railway printing presses. The Railway Board has decided to close down its 5 printing presses by March 2023. These include the printing presses of Central, Eastern, Northern, Southern and South Central Railways. But the decision was not implemented due to the strong objection raised by the workers and trade unions. Railway Board has released an order dated 3/5/2023 referring its previous orders on the subject and reiterated the decision to close down the press to meet up the uninterrupted supply of revenue earnings items such as UTs, PRS, ATVM tickets, RTC for MLA, MLC, APC, various types of passes, safety forms related with train movement, signaling, medical forms related with treatment, and personal forms related with staff matter. The existence of the railway press is required. In practical experience, it is observed that the suppliers are not performing their duties in proper way. The quality of materials are also not up to the mark. They are failing to supply the materials in right time, right quantity, and right quality. Due to paucity of materials, train movement can suffer badly. So, outsourcing railway presses is required to be avoided for the rail users' interest and rail movement. In this scenario, I hereby urge the government to instruct the Railway Board to withdraw its decision and facilitate smooth operation of the railway printing presses in India. Thank you.
Thank you. Shri Muzibullah Khan.
धन्यवाद वाइस चेयरमैन सर। उड़ीसा में पीएम कुसुम योजना लागू करने की मांग। नवीनकरणीय ऊर्जा मंत्रालय ने किसानों को सस्ती और सुलभ बिजली प्रदान करने के लिए 2019 में 3 घटकों के तहत विभाजित पीएम कुसुम प्रधानमंत्री किसान ऊर्जा सुरक्षा एवं उत्थान महाअभियान लॉन्च किया है। घटक ए में 10,000 मेगावाट सौर ऊर्जा संयंत्रों की स्थापना शामिल है। घटक बी के तहत 20 लाख स्टैंड अलोन सौर पंप की स्थापना का लक्ष्य है और घटक सी में 15 लाख व्यक्तिगत ग्रिड से जुड़े कृषि पंपों का सौर्यकरण शामिल है। यह योजना मांग आधारित है, जिसमें राज्य सरकारों के द्वारा भेजी गई मांगों के आधार पर धनराशि स्वीकृत और जारी की जाती है। उड़ीसा सरकार ने घटक बी के तहत 10,741 स्टैंड अलोन सौर पंप की स्थापना और घटक सी के तहत 50,000 व्यक्तिगत ग्रिड से जुड़े कृषि पंपों के सौर्यकरण की मांग की थी। हालांकि सितंबर 2023 तक केवल 5,741 सौर पंप स्वीकृत किए गए हैं, जिनमें से 1,294 घटक बी के तहत स्थापित किए गए हैं। इसके अलावा कंपोनेंट सी के तहत 50,000 कृषि पंपों में से 0 की मंजूरी दी गई है। पीएम कुसुम योजना के तहत मांगों को मंजूरी देने से देरी उड़ीसा के किसानों को बिजली उत्पादन तक समावेश पहुंचने से वंचित कर रही है। इस प्रकार महोदय, मैं आपके माध्यम से पीएम कुसुम योजना के घटक बी और घटक सी के तहत उड़ीसा राज्य सरकार द्वारा उठाई गई मांगों को मंजूरी देने में देरी के कारण की समय पर समीक्षा की मांग करता हूं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। डॉक्टर लक्ष्मीकांत वाजपेयी जी।
माननीय उपसभापति जी, मेरा स्पेशल मेंशन है छावनी परिषदों, कैंटोनमेंट बोर्डों में बीआई लाइन ब्रिटिश इन्फेंट्री, बीसी लाइन ब्रिटिश कैवलरी, आरएल लाइन रॉयल आर्टिलरी, इस तरह के नाम अभी भी चल रहे हैं, जो कि अब सेना के शहीदों के नाम पर रखे जाने चाहिए। देश भर की छावनी परिषदों में सामान्यतः B4 लैंड होती हैं, जिनमें झुग्गी झोंपड़ी के ज़्यादातर लोग निवास करते हैं। उनको लोकसभा तथा विधानसभा के चुनाव में तो मतदान का अधिकार है, लेकिन छावनी परिषद के चुनाव में वे मतदान नहीं कर सकते, जिसका कारण B4 लैंड पर उनका अवैध बसा होना बताया जाता है। भारत के संविधान के अंतर्गत विभिन्न निर्वाचनों में मतदान देने का अधिकार है, परंतु यहाँ एक पर ऐसी विसंगति है, इस पर विचार होना चाहिए। इसी प्रकार छावनी परिषद के क्षेत्र में सेना के जवान रहते हैं, उनके वोट लोकसभा, विधानसभा और छावनी परिषद के चुनाव में पड़ते हैं, लेकिन उनके व्यक्तिगत और यूनिट के ट्रांसफर होते रहते हैं। उसके लिए आने वाली यूनिट या जवान का वोट बढ़ाने की भी आवश्यकता होती है, क्योंकि ये लोग रोज यूनिट से, बैरक से कचहरी या तहसील नहीं जा सकते और पटवारी भी उनके यहाँ नहीं आ सकता। इस पर विचार किया जाना चाहिए। एक ही मकान में रहते हुए लोकसभा और विधानसभा में मताधिकार है, छावनी परिषद में मताधिकार देने पर सरकार को विचार करने का मैं आग्रह करता हूँ। एक सुझाव मेरा इसमें एक लाइन का है कि वो B4 लैंड पर रहते हुए अवैध बसे हुए हैं, उनको इस शर्त के साथ अनुमति दी जा सकती है कि ये उनका
सर, इसमें स्पेशल मेंशन इज ओनली एज पर द अप्रूव्ड।
धन्यवाद।
डॉक्टर सस्मित पात्रा।
मालूम है।
ऑनरेबल वाइस चेयरमैन सर, मैं अपना स्पेशल मेंशन मेरी मातृभाषा उड़िया में पढ़ रहा हूं और उसकी लिपि मध्य दी गई है। ओडिशार कृषकों समस्या समाधान दिगरे पदक्षेप नेबार आवश्यकता रही। तीनोटी गुरुत्वपूर्ण विषय अच्छी जहाँ ओडिशार कृषक मानकर समस्या संबंधी एवं जार समाधान आवश्यकता रही। सर्वप्रथमे ओडिशार चाषी को फसल बीमा राशि देबारे विलंब होउछि। विशेषकर पश्चिम, उपकूल एवं दक्षिण ओडिशार अनेक कृषक एही कारणरू जंत्रणा भोगुचंती। द्वितीय प्रसंग हेउछि धानर सर्वनिम्न सहायक मूल्य MSP को क्विंटाल पिछा 2930 टंका स्थिर करिवार आवश्यकता रही। एही प्रसंगरे ओडिशा विधानसभा उपस्थित समस्त विधायक माने 25 मार्च 2017 रे सर्वसम्मति क्रमे सहमति मध्य प्रदान करथिले। तृतीय प्रसंग हेउछि विशेष करी ओडिशार कृषकंकर विकास तथा कल्याण पाई स्वामीनाथन आयोग रिपोर्ट रो सुपारिश को कार्यकारी करिबार आवश्यकता रही। एही तीनोटी समस्यार समाधान पाई प्रथम भारत सरकार को फसल बीमार राशि को कृषकों को ठीक समय देवाकू पड़िबो। एहाकू कार्यकारी न कले ओडिशार कृषक माने बहु समस्यार सम्मुखीन हेबे। द्वितीयतः भारत सरकार द्वारा धानर MSP को क्विंटाल पिछा 2930 टंका स्थिर करने पड़िबो, जहा फलरे कृषक माने सेमानक उत्पादर उपयुक्त मूल्य पाई परिबे। भारत सरकार द्वारा स्वामीनाथन रिपोर्ट सुपारिश को लागू करने सहित कृषक मानू C2 मूल्यर अति कम रे 1.5 गुण MSP देवाकू पड़िबो। ओडिशार माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नवीन पट्टनायक एही विषय रे भारत सरकार को अनेक थर चिठी लिखिथिले एवं मु दाबी करुछि जे केंद्र सरकार माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नवीन पट्टनायक द्वारा करा जायथिबा अनुरोध को गंभीरतार सहित नेबे एवं ओडिशार कृषक मानकर समस्यार समाधान करिवे। बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। श्री निरंजन बीशी।
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir. Sir, I would like to draw your kind attention in the matter of an urgent public importance relating to the development of the Harishankar temple in the Gandhamardan hills of Odisha. The temple holds immense cultural, religious, and historical significance and is popular pilgrimage site for both local and foreign tourists. Despite its potential, the Harishankar Temple and the Gandhamardhan Hills have not received the necessary attention for comprehensive development and promotion as a tourist attraction. This oversight limits the region's tourism potential and deprives local communities of the socio-economic benefits that a thriving tourism industry can bring. I therefore request that Ministry of Culture and Ministry of Tourism that the Harishankar Temple and its surrounding area be declared an India International Tourist Center. Moreover, sufficient funds and resources must be allocated for infrastructure development, improving railway connectivity, accessibility, and overall facilities in and around the temple and hills. Conservation and preservation measures are also needed to protect the natural and cultural heritage of the area. By declaring the Harishankar Temple and the Gandhamardhan Hills as an India International Tourist Center, their full potential can be unlocked, contributing to the growth of the tourism sector in Odisha. This move would not only boost the local economy, but also showcase India's rich cultural and spiritual heritage to the world. I urge the government, through you, sir, to take necessary steps to develop the Harishankar Temple and Gandhamardhan Hills. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shri S. Selvaganpati.
I would like to bring to the notice of this August House that in the present situation, non-communicable diseases are in the high rise. The unrestricted marketing of unhealthy foods, which are high in fat, sugar, or salt, leads to rise in non-communicable diseases. Most of them also contain Ajinomoto, a salt called monosodium glutamate, MSG. It is a well-known cancer-causing agent. Sir, evidence shows that most of food advertising companies attract children with highly catchy advertisements, but with harmful contents to influence their food preferences. The roadside eateries are the major contaminants. They use all sorts of coloring agents and Ajinomoto indiscriminately in all sorts of recipes. The overindulgence in high-calorie food coupled with indoor leisure activities such as watching television, surfing net, and playing computer games all contribute to childhood obesity. Regionally, overweight and obesity in children under 5 years of age has increased from 5.8% to 8.1% between 1990 and 2012, which is above the global average of 6.7%. Recently, it is projected to be 10% in India. Overweight and obesity in adolescents between 13 and 15 years are highly prevalent. Incidentally, we are now celebrating the year of millets. The impetus given to the campaign by our Honorable Prime Minister has taken the message to nook and corner of our country. I request through you, sir, that the government should consider this matter as a very serious one and initiate immediate action to curb the unopposed marketing of unhealthy foods in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Amar Patnaik.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, I rise to raise a demand for waiver of 18% goods and services tax on Kendu leaves. In June 2023, Honorable Chief Minister of Orissa, Naveen Patnaik, wrote to the Union Finance Minister reiterating the state's demand for the exemption of 18% GST on Kendu leaf. The reason is the adverse effect it had on the livelihood of lakhs of tribals traditionally engaged in plucking Kendu leaves. Kendu leaf, known as the green gold of Orissa, is a minor forest produce that essentially acts as the financial backbone for the leaf pluckers, 90% belonging to tribal communities, binders, and seasonal workers. The 28% GST levied on BD furnished products made from Kendu leaves creates a double taxation burden on the pluckers and workers, as the traders who get the tenders in turn pay them less for the leaves due to high taxes. This in spirit goes against the Forest Rights Act 2006 and the PESA Act 1996, as it impacts the livelihood and social welfare of the already marginalized tribals. Being the third largest producer state of Kendu leaves in India, Kendu leaf is an important non-wood forest product of Odisha. To protect the interest of workers, Odisha government announced a special package in 2020 which included rupees 1,000 for each plucker and rupees 1,500 for each seasonal worker and binder. They were also covered under the Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana health scheme. Odisha has also became the first state to provide bonuses to Kendu leaf pluckers. Given its importance for Odisha and its people, sir, through you, I urge the government to withdraw the GST on the collection of the Kendu leaves. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shri R. Girirajan.
Thank you, sir. I would like to bring the notice of this August House. It is unfortunate that toll charges at toll gates are being hiked on a regular basis. It affects badly the transportation of raw materials across the country and the state, and will lead to escalation in prices, essential commodities, particularly food items, in addition to the price set up by the oil companies for petrol and diesel. The union government collects rupees 5 and 2 per litre sale of petrol and diesel as infrastructure development fee. In 21-22 alone, 3,849,000 MT of petrol, 7,66,59,000 MT of diesel have been sold all over the country, and rupees 2,70,000 crore was collected infrastructure development fund. Even after collecting 20 lakh crores of road infrastructure development in past 10 years, high toll charges is unjustifiable. The law says that only 40% of the fee should be collected after the deadline for road construction, but full toll charges are being collected at many toll gates which are more than 10 years old. The toll hike for commercial vehicles like bus, lorry, goods vehicle, call taxi, tourist vehicles, etc. is borne by the people only. The steep increase of toll collected will automatically increase the retail price and ultimately passed on the public. This is the root cause for the escalation of prices beyond the reach of common people. Therefore, I urge the government to withdraw the increased toll charges at all toll gates and close all toll gates which are collecting toll for more than 10 years in Tamil Nadu. Thank you, sir.
Valid.
Thank you. Shri Naresh Bansal.
धन्यवाद उपसभापति जी. डिमांड टू डेवलप उत्तराखंड एज स्पोर्ट्स क्लब.
इसी मानसिकता ने देश को गुलाम रखा सर.
देवभूमि उत्तराखंड
जब बचपन में
सीमांत क्षेत्र होने के साथ ही
बाबर को पढ़ा,
इसमें हिमालय,
अकबर को,
चार धाम,
जीवनदायिनी
नदियां व वन है. उत्तराखंड के निवासी बहुप्रतिभा के धनी हैं. वह उत्तराखंड ने संस्कृति, साहित्य, ज्ञान, विज्ञान, वीरता और खेल में पूरे देश को बहुत सारे रत्न दिए हैं. यहाँ से लगभग हर घर से एक जन भारतीय सेना में शामिल हो देश के लिए सर्वोच्च बलिदान दे रहे हैं. वह अन्य सरकारी गैर सरकारी पदों पर सेवा दे रहे हैं. आदरणीय प्रधान सेवक नरेंद्र मोदी जी का उत्तराखंड प्रेम जग जाहिर है. वह मोदी सरकार में उत्तराखंड का सर्वांगीण विकास हो रहा है. वर्तमान में खेल की दिशा में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर सम्मान बढ़ाया है, किंतु यहाँ राष्ट्रीय व अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर
कि खेल सुविधाओं का अभाव है, जबकि उत्तराखंड के खिलाड़ियों ने हर तरह की राष्ट्रीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय खेल प्रतियोगिताओं में प्रतिभाग लेकर पदक जीते हैं व राज्य का नाम स्थापित किया है। मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि उत्तराखंड को खेलों का हब बनाया जाए, क्योंकि यहां साहसिक क्रीड़ा जिसने बिछेंद्री पाल जैसे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की महिला पर्वतारोही को दिया है। इसके अतिरिक्त उत्तराखंड के लोगों का हिम क्रीड़ा, जल क्रीड़ा, कुश्ती, बॉक्सिंग, बास्केटबॉल, क्रिकेट व निशानेबाजी में योगदान रहा है। तमाम ऐसे दर्जन लोग हैं जिन्होंने राष्ट्रीय नहीं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भी हमारे देश का सम्मान बढ़ाया है। मेरा आपसे निवेदन है कि सरकार उत्तराखंड को एक विशेष स्पोर्ट्स हब के रूप में विकसित करे, ताकि यहाँ के खिलाड़ी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर देश का सम्मान बढ़ाएं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। प्रोफेसर मनोज कुमार झा।
सर, बत्ती जलने में आजकल वक्त ले रही है। ओह, थैंक यू, ऑनरेबल वाइस चेयरमैन सर, गुड टू सी यू देयर. My subject today for the special mention is to need to explore sustainable alternatives to stubble burning. It is the same story every winter, sir. The capital and adjoining regions are engulfed in smog, setting fresh records of extreme air quality index, AQI, levels due to stubble burning in northern states. While some efforts are being made to lower AQI levels through temporary sprinklers, imposing robust vehicular movement guidelines, and issuing numerous health advisories, long-term sustainable alternatives to a major source of pollution remain unexplored. There are various eco-friendly crop residue alternatives that the government can explore to mitigate climate hazards posed by stubble burning. Biomass briquettes, compressed blocks made from residual straw and paddy, provide an environmentally conscious substitute for coal. When used in thermal power plants, these briquettes can significantly reduce the carbon footprint. Leftover paddy can be used innovatively by transforming it into various products such as paper, cattle fodder, animal bedding, agri-fiber boards, and packaging materials. These practices promote sustainability and create monetary benefits from leftover paddy instead of incessant burning. So, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute has introduced a bioenzyme that, when sprayed on paddy residue, facilitates decomposition and transforms it into nutrient-rich manure within a couple of weeks. Other viable alternatives such as happy cedar, bioethanol production, and providing better subsidies to other crops should also be explored by the Agriculture Department. Educational promotion of green farm practices among farmers and highlighting associated benefits should accompany these initiatives. I urge the government to start implementing sustainable alternatives to stubble burning before the next winter sets in. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Professor Jha. Shrimati Mahua Maji. Dr. Ami Yagnik.
So my special mention is regarding demand for bringing innovative policies in plastic waste management. Plastic overconsumption and mismanagement of plastic waste is a growing menace, causing landfills to overflow, choking rivers and threatening marine ecosystems. This has a negative impact on our environment and valuable resources are harmed. Efforts to manage plastic waste have been implemented at the national, state and local levels, including ban on single-use plastic items. The Government of India notified the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016, the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2018, the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2021, and the guidelines on extended producer responsibility for plastic packaging through the Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rules 2022. Plastic waste management remains a significant challenge due to lack of infrastructure, low waste collection rates, inadequate funding, and lack of recognition to the informal recycling sector. Plastic waste generated is currently utilized for road construction, waste to energy plants, waste to oil plants, and in cement plants for co-processing. However, local waste management infrastructure has not kept pace, resulting in large quantities of mismanaged waste. In this context, I urge through you the government to bring policies whereby innovative economic instruments such as incentive mechanisms are created and investments are identified across major economic sectors that would reduce plastic waste. The government should come out with solutions whereby producers and importers of plastic goods take the responsibility for the disposal of plastic waste. A major push would be market-based tools such as tax exemptions, subsidies, or grants and loans that can be applied to support businesses to incentivize the prevention, minimization, and recycling of plastic waste.
Thank you, Dr. Yagnik. Shri M. Shanmugam.
Thank you, sir. My demand in this special mention need to review the revised EPF pension fixation formula. Sir, after the introduction of family pension dating back to 1972, EPF 95 was introduced in 1995, and at the time the ceiling limit pensionary salary was rupees 5,000 for 7 years, increased to 6,500 for 13 years. From 2014 onwards, the pensionable salary was increased to 15,000. The method of pension calculation prior to 95 was determined on the basic year of service, and accordingly lump sum amount was paid. From 96 onwards, the calculation was on the basis of 5,000 for the first 7 years, 6,500 for the next 13 years. From 2014 onwards, on the basis of rupees 15,000, the ceiling limit divided by 70. However, on the analysis of the government formula, it is worked rupees 3,636 per month. Whereas, if the amount is worked at the EPF rate of interest, it comes rupees 5,901 per month. Similarly, the government decided to getting option from the employee for full pension. The employee has pay more contribution, and consequently, the formula for pension followed by EPF at present should be changed. When the government is asking for joint option forms from employees and employers for revising the pension, it is high time pension calculation formula should also be reviewed and revised. Hence, I would demand from the Honorable Labour Minister that the EPF pension fixation formula should be revised, reworked in consultation with the trade unions at the earliest. Thank you.
Thank you. The remaining special mentions will be carried forward. The House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Friday, 8 December. Thank you.
समर्थक हूँ, उसकी प्रैक्टिशनर हूँ, उसकी विश्वासी हूँ। बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर की 6 दिसंबर और 14 अप्रैल हम मनाते आए हैं बचपन से। तो मैंने थोड़ा जाके विभाग के अधिकारी मित्रों से जब चर्चा की तब हमें पता चला, मैं एज ए रिसर्च स्टूडेंट जब उसको थोड़ा असेसमेंट किया, जो लोग क्रोकोडाइल टीयर्स जिनकी आंखों में है, जो घड़ियाली आंसू बहाते हैं और इस सदन में लंबे लंबे भाषण देते हैं, फिर मैं कहूंगा जिनके हाथ में दशकों तक, डिकेड्स, हाफ ए सेंचुरी जिनके हाथ में शासन रहा, उन्होंने हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन में SC ST टीचर्स अपॉइंटमेंट में रिजर्वेशन के बारे में क्या कानूनी व्यवस्था किया था, सामाजिक न्याय के बारे में चर्चा करने वाले लोग क्या किए थे। देश की प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जब बने 2019 में पहली बार हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लिए एक एक्ट आई है, मिशन मोड पे उसको चलाने के लिए उस एक्ट को लाया गया, जिसमें एक कानून लाया गया कि भाई जो सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है उसमें स्टूडेंट टीचर रेशियो में जितना टीचर रहेंगे और हमारी जो संवैधानिक व्यवस्था है, SC के लिए कितना है, ST के लिए कितना है, OBC के लिए कितना है, उतना ही टीचर बिना कॉम्प्रोमाइज के अपॉइंटमेंट होगा। ये 2019 में पहली बार कानून आया, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने लिया। पहले तो आपके हाथ में दायित्व था, आज आप बहुत प्रश्न उठाते हो भाई क्यों खाली है। लीगासी इशू है, लीगासी इशू है। आज हमको मौका मिला है उस पवित्र काम करने के लिए, पुण्याई करने के लिए। मैं तथ्य रखना चाहता हूं, पिछले दिनों में, अभी इन दिनों में 2028 अक्टूबर 2023 लेटेस्ट देश में सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशन में जो वैकेंसी है उसकी मैं एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स आपके सामने रखता हूं। 18,000 ये अध्यक्ष जी पद मेरे लोग रिटायर करते हैं, नया नियुक्ति होता है, रिटायर करते हैं, इसीलिए पद का एक खालीपन बराबर रहता है। जब हम दायित्व अभी 2023 को अगर मैं कोट करूं अक्टूबर में, उसी दिन 28 अक्टूबर 2023 में 18,019 पोस्ट एकेडमिक्स में खाली था, जिसमें से आज नियुक्ति हो चुका है पिछले दिनों में, अक्टूबर से दिसंबर में, आज 7 को हिसाब दे रहा हूं। प्रधानमंत्री जी हर एक महीने में नियुक्त रोजगार मेला करके नियुक्ति देते हैं, ये सब नियुक्ति दिया जाता है। 11,272 नियुक्ति पिछले 2 महीने में हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन में पूरे हुए हैं, और उसमें SC 1402 1402 12%, SC 572 5%, ST 2321 21%, OBC ये नियुक्ति अभी अभी हुए हैं, ये पिछले 2 महीने में हुए हैं। और नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ की लगभग 6,747 में 854 SC 307 ST 1441 OBC। ये पिछले 3 महीने की, 2.5 महीने की स्टैटिस्टिक्स, 4 महीने भी नहीं, 2 महीने की स्टैटिस्टिक्स में दे रहा हूं अध्यक्ष जी। ये सब असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, उसमें से आज SC ST OBC टीचिंग नॉन टीचिंग आज एक मिशन मोड पे इसको भरने का हम काम कर रहे हैं, और एक्ट लाए, भर भी रहे हैं। और आज हमारी समय में ड्रॉप आउट की संख्या की स्टैटिस्टिक्स मैंने दिया, आज एनरोलमेंट GER में हमारी बढ़ोतरी क्या हो रहा है, मैं आपके सामने उसकी एक तथ्य रखा अध्यक्ष जी। एक निवेश के बारे में चर्चा हुई, उच्च शिक्षा संस्था में ज्यादा निवेश होनी चाहिए। मैंने कहा दादा आपको ट्राइबल GR की, मैं ठीक है दादा को और एक बार मैं थोड़ा उस ट्राइबल GR के बारे में, यू आर राइट, यू मेंशन दैट वन, आई हैव आल्सो एक्सप्रेस दैट। ट्राइबल में, टोटल ट्राइबल में जब 14-15 में आपकी दायित्व था, उस समय में ट्राइबल 16,41,000 विद्यार्थी थे, जिसकी 65% ग्रोथ होके अभी तब उसकी अगर मैं 3,03,42,00,000 में से 16 लाख गिनती करूं, ये लगभग 4.5-5% होता है। आज 27 लाख 4 करोड़ 32 लाख में 27 लाख 10,000 हो चुका है। ये 65% ग्रोथ हुआ है। ये लगभग जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मैंडेट है 7.5% नियरिंग दैट। ये ट्राइबल जीआर की उपलब्धि है पिछले 9 सालों की सरकार की। अध्यक्ष जी, एक निवेश के बारे में एक्सपेंडिचर एंड एजुकेशन कहा गया है। कई मित्रों ने कहा कि भाई डेवलप्ड कंट्री में 4, 5, 6 होती है। भारत में जब हमारी दायित्व आया 13-14 में, एजुकेशन की स्पेंडिंग जीडीपी की 3.84 था, जो आज बढ़ के 4.64 हुआ है। 4.64, लगभग 1% ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट। ज्यादा पिछले दिनों में 13-14 में जो शासन जिनके हाथ में था, उनसे आज हम 30-35 हजार करोड़ रुपया ज्यादा खर्चा कर रहे हैं। और आने वाले दिनों में नए पिछले दिनों में हमारे वहां लगभग हम अगर कहें, हमारी देश में 7 नए आईआईटी बने हैं, 7 नए आईआईएम बने हैं, 2 नए आईजर बने हैं, 16 ट्रिपल आईटी बना है। अध्यक्ष जी, कोटा में भी एक ट्रिपल आईटी बना है। एनआईटी एक नया बना है। सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी 7 और इसको मिला के 8 बना है। 40 से ज्यादा नया सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, एक कुल मिला के 150 सेंट्रल इंस्टीट्यूशन है। हमने पिछले 9 सालों के अंदर उसमें 40 हामी ने जोड़ा है, इस कार्यखंड ने जोड़ा है। यह हमारी सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता है उच्च शिक्षा के बारे में, सरकार के अंदर खर्चा बढ़ाने के बारे में। अध्यक्ष जी, ट्राइबल कमिटमेंट के बारे में, ट्राइबल वेलफेयर के बारे में कई सदस्यों ने उसको उल्लेख किया, मैं उसको दोहराना नहीं चाहूंगा, लेकिन 1, 2, 3 करके 4-5 विषयों में याद दिलाना चाहूंगा। अटल जी देश में पहली बार ट्राइबल अफेयर्स डिपार्टमेंट बनाया, पहली बार। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, निशिकांत जी उल्लेख कर रहे थे, जनजाति गौरव दिवस भगवान बिरसा मुंडा जी की जयंती के दिन पहली बार बनाए। पहले भी बिरसा मुंडा थे, लड़ाई किए थे, बाकी लोगों को याद करने की आवश्यकता थी नहीं, क्या हमको सौभाग्य मिला, हमने उसको सम्मान किया। आप कुछ भी कहो, मैं इन दिनों में मेरे को सौभाग्य मिला, मैं उड़ीसा से आता हूं अध्यक्ष जी, फिर भी मैं कभी आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी के साथ उनके गांव में कभी नहीं, तो वो मेरे गांव में आते थे तो मैं साथ में रहता था। पहली बार उनकी गांव गनगौर, झारखंड और उड़ीसा की बॉर्डर में इलाका, अत्यंत ट्राइबल कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड इलाका है। सब मैं आंखों की चमक दिखा हूं, पहली बार देश में अपने जिंदगी को एकदम दारिद्र्यता की एकदम निम्न बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड से उठ के आने वाले महिला आज इसी कालखंड में देश की राष्ट्रपति बनी है। कुछ भी कोई कहे, महिला और जनजाति, हमें वो सौभाग्य मिला इस प्रजातंत्र को महिमा मंडन करने के लिए, इसी कालखंड में हुई है। अध्यक्ष जी, इसमें कोई वोट की संपर्क नहीं है। 24,140 करोड़ आबादी में 24,70,000 प्रिमिटिव पीवीटीजी आदिम जाति के लोग हैं, आदिम जाति के लोग हैं। लोग कहते हैं सेल्फी क्यों उठाते, इसीलिए उठाता हूं। आपको 7 दशक आपको मिला, आपने गौरव नहीं किया। मेरे नेता ने याद करके बिना वोट की चिंता रखते हुए 24,000 करोड़ रुपया खर्चा कर रहा है उनकी शिक्षा के लिए, रोजगार के लिए, स्वास्थ्य के लिए। यह हमारी सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता है जनजाति विकास के लिए। प्रधानमंत्री जनमन योजना आज शुरू हुई है। 700 से ज्यादा एकलव्य विद्यालय, 700 से ज्यादा एकलव्य विद्यालय ट्राइबल कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड ब्लॉक में आज बन रहा है। 28,000 करोड़ रुपया खर्चा होगा। एक स्कूल में लगभग 40 करोड़ रुपया खर्चा होती है। यह आज इस सरकार की उपलब्धि है। आंध्र प्रदेश में ट्राइबल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑलरेडी मेरे को सौभाग्य मिला, मैं वहां के मुख्यमंत्री जी के साथ जाके विजयनगरम जिले में, शायद वो नया जिला बना है, आलूरी सीताराम राजू जी के नाम पे वो जिला बना है। शायद अध्यक्ष जी इस सदन कभी आलूरी सीताराम राजू का नाम नहीं सुना होगा। हम सौभाग्यशाली लोग हैं, उड़ीसा, आंध्र प्रदेश, उस इलाके के लोग। आलूरी सीताराम राजू वीर पुरुष थे, आदिवासी थे, देश की गौरव के लिए लड़े थे। उन्हीं के जिले में आज हम सेंट्रल ट्राइबल यूनिवर्सिटी आंध्र प्रदेश बना रहे हैं। अध्यक्ष जी, हमारी प्रतिबद्धता लोग को दिखाने के लिए नहीं, लोगों के लिए करने के लिए है। आज उसी कड़ी में हम लोग आगे गए हैं। अध्यक्ष जी, आज सभी ने और एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय पे शिक्षा के ऊपर चर्चा किया। मैं मेरा धन्यवाद सबको दिया। 2020 में जो मैकले पद्धति से हमको विरासत में हमको मिला था एक व्यवस्था, जिसको हमारे मनीषियों ने स्वामी विवेकानंद जी से लेके हमारे जिनके बारे में आज हमने चर्चा किया, मैं आभारी हूँ सौगतदा आपका। आपने हमारी राज्य की महापुरुष का नाम आपने लिया, विधुभूषण दास जी का, मैं आभारी हूँ। एक उड़िया के नाते मैं कृतज्ञ हूँ, आपने कम से कम याद किया। उन जैसे शिक्षा विदों के कारण जो देश में एक वैकल्पिक शिक्षा बननी चाहिए, भारतीयता के आधार पे, भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के आधार पे शिक्षा बननी चाहिए। आज प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 2020 की नई शिक्षा नीति, उसके एक दार्शनिक तत्व करके हम सब हमारे सामने है। इट्स ए फिलोसॉफिकल डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर 21st सेंचुरी टू क्रिएट ग्लोबल सिटीजन्स, जिसमें अमृत काल में आने वाले 25 साल में देश की विद्यार्थी, देश की नौजवानों की रचना कैसे होगी, उनकी मनस्थिति कैसे होगी। विकसित भारत बनानी है तो शिक्षा ही कुंजी है, शिक्षा ही टर्न अराउंड करेगा। क्या क्या शिक्षा होनी चाहिए, आज सभी लोग उसी में सहमति दिखा रहे हैं। आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनानी है। 2-3 फीचर अगर मैं आज की राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति का कहूंगा, कई लोगों ने आदिवासी भाषा के बारे में कहा। भारत की पहला राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व होगा प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, जिन्होंने कहा भारत की सभी स्थानीय भाषा, सभी मातृभाषा राष्ट्रीय भाषा है। वो औलचिकी हो, मुंडारी हो, उड़िया हो, बंगाली हो, तमिल हो, तेलुगु हो, मराठी हो, मलयाली हो, पंजाबी हो, ओहमिया हो, सभी भाषा राष्ट्रीय भाषा है। लोगों ने भाषा को, समाज को बांटने में लगे थे। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी भाषा को जोड़ने की काम किया। मैं अभी गया था मेरे मित्र सप्तगिरी जी की जिले में, कोरापुट में, वहाँ ट्राइबल यूनिवर्सिटी, हमारा ट्राइबल यूनिवर्सिटी वहाँ क्या काम करता है। वहाँ अध्यक्ष जी 2 भाषा लोकल लैंग्वेज में कहा जाता है, ट्राइबल लोग कहते हैं। एक कोई भाषा कहते हैं, एक देशीय भाषा कहते हैं। सप्तगिरी थोड़ा तो मेरा प्रशंसा कर देते कि हमने 2 प्राइमर निकाला है करके। आप तो पढ़े लिखे हो भाई, आपको तो मालूम था। हम जाके आप ही के जिला देखे 1 अप्रैल को गए थे, उत्कल दिवस के दिन गए थे। जाके वहाँ जो स्थानीय भाषा में अध्यक्ष जी जो बच्चे जो घर से सुन के आते हैं, उसी भाषा को उड़िया भाषा के साथ लिंक करने के लिए शिक्षक और विद्यार्थियों के लिए हम लोगों ने प्राइमर बनाई है। आज भारत सरकार प्रतिबद्ध है भारत की सभी स्थानीय भाषाओं को अपने पढ़ाने का। टेक्नोलॉजी में संभव है, राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति ने कहा है संभवतः 8वीं तक भारतीय भाषा में पढ़ाया जाएगा। सीबीएसई ने सर्कुलर निकाला है, भारत की सभी शेड्यूल लैंग्वेज, भारत सरकार ने, भारत की संविधान व्यवस्था ने 22 शेड्यूल लैंग्वेज किया है। सारे शेड्यूल लैंग्वेज में धीरे धीरे सीबीएसई अपना पाठ्य पुस्तक, टीचिंग लर्निंग मटेरियल बना देगा। ये राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के अंश है। आज भारत सरकार काशी तमिल संगमम आयोजित कर रहा है, दूसरी बार कर रहा है। काशी और तमिल संस्कृति दोनों की जो अभिन्न संपर्क है, उसको आज, उस भाषा को आज पुनर्जीवित करने का कोशिश किया जा रहा है। आज की शिक्षा नीति में सिर्फ जॉब सीकर नहीं, जॉब क्रिएटर बनाना, एक फंडामेंटल अप्रोच बदली है अध्यक्ष जी। हमें स्किल्ड मैन पावर बनानी है। ड्रोन आ गया है, ब्लॉकचेन आ गया है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के नए नए आयाम आ गया है। पुराने फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी, जूलॉजी में सब एकांगी रूप में पढ़ाया जाता था। इसको इकट्ठा पढ़ाने पड़ेगा, मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी करना पड़ेगा। ये सारा व्यवस्था आज की राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति में हम लोग आज एनविजन कर रहे हैं। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आज हमारी प्रायोरिटी की विषय है। कई मित्रों ने रैंकिंग के बारे में कहा। भारत की इंस्टीट्यूशन इतने दिनों में, हमारे महाराष्ट्र की आदरणीय सदस्य औरंगाबाद के, उन्होंने रैंकिंग के बारे में कहा। आपकी चिंता वाजिब है, लेकिन ये रैंकिंग रातों रात नहीं हो जाएगा। आज अभी क्यूएस रैंकिंग आई है, जिसमें पहली बार भारत के इंस्टीट्यूशन तेजी से ऊपर की ओर जा रहे हैं। हमारे इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस बेंगलुरु की रिसर्च साइटेशन में दुनिया की 5 इंस्टीट्यूशन में एक बन चुका है। यह आज भारत की वैज्ञानिक शक्ति का उपलब्धि है। अध्यक्ष जी, हम भी अपना, कितने दिन तक हम बाहर वालों के सर्टिफिकेट से चलेंगे? इसलिए आज हम NIRF करके निजस्व रैंकिंग व्यवस्था हमने आज भारत में शुरू किया है 2014 के उपरांत। NAC धीरे धीरे हम कंपलसरी करने जा रहे हैं सभी इंस्टीट्यूशन को, सभी को एक्रीडेटेड करना पड़ेगा। कई सदस्यों ने चिंता प्रकट किया कि भाई कमर्शियलाइजेशन नहीं होनी चाहिए, ये बात सही है। विद्यार्थियों को पता होनी चाहिए कि भाई उस नैक एक्रीडेशन में मैं जिस इंस्टीट्यूशन में फॉर्म भी भर रहा हूं उसकी स्तर कहाँ है, वो आज हम करने वाले हैं। उसकी तेजी से नया आयाम जोड़ा जा रहा है। नेशनल बोर्ड ऑफ एक्रीडेशन की दायरा बढ़ाया, एनबीए की दायरा बढ़ाया जाता है, ये आज हमारी प्रैक्टिस बन चुकी है। कई सदस्यों ने चिंता प्रकट किया कि भाई बाहर चले जाएंगे, बाहर की यूनिवर्सिटी आएगा तो फी बढ़ जाएगा। आपको सुन के गौरव होगा अध्यक्ष जी, मैं आपके माध्यम से इस पवित्र सदन को बताना चाहूँगा, आज मेरे प्रधानमंत्री जी को विश्व के नेतृत्व फोन करते हैं हमें आईआईटी दो। अभी भारत की 2 आईआईटी, प्रेस्टिजियस आईआईटी दिल्ली, आबू धाबी में अपना कैंपस खोलने का चुक्ति हो गई है। थोड़े दिनों में वहां पढ़ाई भी शुरू हो जाएगी। कुछ दिनों हमारी आईआईटी चेन्नई, दादा उनके खर्चे में, हमने एक पैसा नहीं खर्चा कर रहे हैं, आबू धाबी सरकार पूरा पैसा खर्चा कर रही है। अफ्रीका महादेशों को ध्यान में रखते हुए तांजानिया की जांजिबार में आईआईटी मद्रास अपना कैंपस खोल चुका है। दादा ठीक है, मैं मान गया, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। दादा आगे बढ़ गया, मैं इसको क्यों आपसे उलझूं, क्यों तर्क क्यों करूं आपसे? आप नहीं, चलो इसको अध्यक्ष को करेक्ट करने दीजिए। दादा कुछ विषयों को विद्वता में आप खुद जाके आए हैं, क्यों मैं क्यों उलझूं? अध्यक्ष जी मैं आपसे क्यों, दादा मेरे बड़े हैं, मान भी चुका हूं, उलझू क्यों उनसे झगड़ा करूं? वो सुधीर अधीरता की काम वो करते रहेगा उनके साथ। अध्यक्ष जी आज भारत की इंस्टीट्यूशन केवल कई, जैसे अभी कई मित्रों ने, रूडी जी थे, बाद में शायद रूडी जी हैं, और उधर से हमारे शायद अधीरदा ने भी स्वीकृति किया। हमारे राज्य में कलिंग इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंस आज देश के लिए गौरव ला रहा है। वहाँ आदिवासी बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए उन्होंने एक अच्छा मॉडल खड़ा किया है। भारत की प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी विदेश जा रहे हैं। आज भारत की यूनिवर्सिटियों में स्टडी इन इंडिया, भारत में आके पढ़िए, भारत में आके पढ़िए, ऐसे व्यवस्था में विश्व भर की अनेक विद्यार्थी भारत आने के लिए उत्सुक है। उनको भारत हम लाएंगे पढ़ाने के लिए। भारत आएंगे, पढ़ेंगे तो भारतीयता को लेकर लौटेंगे। ये सब हमारी एम्बेसडर बनेंगे। आज भारत की शिक्षा नीति उस दिशा में काम कर रही है। अध्यक्ष जी इसीलिए हमने, देखिए दादा बैठिए, दादा देखिए दुनिया बदल चुकी है, दुनिया, दादा बैठिए, दादा बैठिए ना, बैठिए। देखिए अभी अध्यक्ष जी जब आईआईटी खुलने की प्लान हुआ आबू धाबी में, आबू धाबी की मंत्री कुछ बच्चों को लेके आए आईआईटी दिल्ली, इस बार बूट कैंप लगाने के लिए, समर